That's the button you push.
Did you end up using OBS?
Yes. So to do the stream with the camera, you'd have to purchase what is it, that mic record software, and then have that going and have OBS going at the same time. So you'd have two software and then your camera and the microphone. I mean, it's definitely something I'm going to look into, but I want to read more reviews on it before I make a commitment.
Sounds like a good plan.
Read some reviews, see if it's legit.
Probably find some other media software out there.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised there aren't a whole lot more. I would think that would be something in high demand, especially considering that like live streaming is a lot more popular now.
Mm-hmm. Did you go live?
I did. Did you want a link?
I figured it'd show up on your channel. You sure you're live?
I'm never sure of anything. So stream health is at yellow. And it says there's someone watching. I think it counts me.
Oh, yeah. It's not showing up on your channel yet.
Which channel? I think I have a couple.
Same one, I think. The one you streamed last time from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that should be the same channel. Well, let me
see if the one that you sent me actually works. Yeah, that one's working.
Okay, we're gonna get into YouTubeception here. My channel. Live. It says something went wrong. Something went horribly, horribly wrong. For a second there, I saw my screen.
I see something. I mean, I can see your screen, but I don't know if anything's moving. So I don't know.
Oh, I've got all of the stuff for that on another window. Okay. It's a bummer. I was gonna watch myself while I did things. Nerds. Okay.
Yes, it's working.
Yeah, I think it's functioning.
All right.
If it's not working well, it's at least trying its hardest. And really, that's all one can ask for.
This is true.
There are no mistakes or accidents. Just happy little raccoons.
I like the one that's waving.
Yeah, isn't he friendly? He wants you to come hang out. didn't leave myself any spot to draw.
I'm unconvinced that the eraser actually works. Oh, no, it's working.
All you had to do was call it out.
Yeah. It's just the size of my brush. It doesn't look like it's doing much.
Hi, Suri. You made it. Jace, this is Suri. Suri, this is Jace. You can't
Yeah, hi, Siri. I'm waving at my monitor like you can see me, but you can't, so I don't know why I did that.
Well, I was making gestures as if, like, you guys were sitting right next to me, so...
I still haven't seen anything move, though, on your screen. Move something around. I want to see what kind of delay I'm dealing with.
I think it's 20 minute... Not 20 minute. Oh, gosh, that'd be horrible. 20-second delay.
Oh, okay. So plenty of time to bleep you out if we need to.
Yeah. Alright, that's working. Yeah, it took a little while getting things figured out, but I think we've managed something that'll work for today. The little raccoon buddy is Rick Evander. He is a mage. He has a raccoon. Yeah, that's how you spell raccoon. He is short. But fierce. And...
Okay, I refreshed and I can see now. It's moving.
Yeah, because it's showing activity on my screen.
Oh, we're good now. Or I'm good now. I can see it.
Okay. Suri has also been working on a character lately. He's wanting to join a group, and this group is very, very intense. He was telling me some of the stuff he has to do to qualify to join this group, and I was like, dang, yo.
What kind of group?
Like a role-playing group.
Oh, I see.
And it was very, very intense. I was like, oh, dang. I don't know if I would have the witherall to join such a intense, I don't know. All times, every time's intense. And I was like, I'm more of just casual fun times. That's not the level I wanted.
Casual fun times are good too.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I'm just gonna... let's do that. Practice getting, like, just his body shape down. Because I kind of know what I want his body shape to be like. I want his upper body to be a little thicker. I want his arms to start off, like, at the shoulders thick, and then taper down into little paws. And have little fingers. Oh, I know, Jace, you said you've got GIMP open. What are you going to be working on?
I'm going to try to draw one of the pictures I took today of the baby plant.
Oh, that'll be fun. Plants are hard.
Yeah.
Plants are intense.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Of course. So someone who I like to follow on stream, they haven't live streamed in, like, over a week. And of course, what is he doing now?
Well, he saw you doing it and decided he had to do it too.
He wanted to join the Cool Kids Club.
I almost did it, but I did not.
You almost streamed?
I almost streamed.
Let me know when you decide to stream, and I'll
We can have dueling streams.
like dueling banjos, but less redneck.
Yeah, but different.
Slightly less inbred. That is not how I want his legs to go. I want his legs to go kind of like... be thick like chicken legs up towards the top, and then taper dramatically down. I don't think raccoons are able to like control their tails the way cats and monkeys do. I think they just kind of follow
Well,
this.
now we're gonna have to look that up.
Science time with the hipster. Hipster science facts. Because I know cats can control their tails. Or at least, if not conscious, like they use it for communication. Jace is now Bill Nye of the Liz stream. Confirmed. I accept this.
It's the nerd in me.
I accept this headcanon. He truly is, sorry, a nerd.
Well, it's definitely not prehensile, but...
That's the word I was wanting.
I think they can move... I mean, cats' tails aren't prehensile either.
No, they couldn't use it to climb, but it's more of a subconscious form of communication. They can get their moods across.
Yeah.
And I can't decide if I want him to have pants. That's weird. Admitting that out loud.
If a raccoon has pants, how would it wear them?
How do raccoons wear pants? Like this?
Or?
Or like this? Or like this.
Isn't that the same thing?
Shh, it is the same thing.
So, yes, they would wear them like that. Oh, I like... Yeah, no, that's good. That's definitely how they would wear them.
There. Now they're not the same thing.
No, now it's good. I like this. You got on the head, on all fours, and on the hind.
One of these things is not like the other.
The one with the pants on the head, definitely like going into war or something. That one's crazed. Are you using a mouse?
No. Does it sound like it?
It sounds like you're clicking the button of a mouse.
I've got the microphone really close to all of them at once. So he says, all at once. I've got my
that makes the most sense, of course.
I've got my my microphone pretty close to my not Cintiq, and I tend to press really hard, So maybe that's probably what you're hearing. You can take our trash, but you cannot take our freedom. For those who couldn't hear it and wanted to listen to an awful attempt at Scottish accent soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm thinking Suri's right, because, they're finding all these pairs of pants in the trash, and so they've got to have places to put them.
So then, all right.
So all of the above, yeah. No, I'm there.
All right. So we've got the pants on all fours.
Yep.
That's what this is going on right now. That's what that is, and then one of them might wear like a dark denim for the ones that go on the hind.
We always knew Beth was the raccoon fashionista.
It's a demographic that pants on the head, on the back legs, and all legs. Raccoons are a demographic that the fashion industry are totally ignoring.
They really are.
And just because, it's got to be the ripped jeans. So then that way we can make them pay more.
Those are authentic ripped.
Yeah, we have raccoons.
Because they're coming straight from the teenager who ripped the ripped jeans.
It was actually, and more likely than not, they got ripped in the wash. It's not because they got freedom, glory to Trashkovka, Trashovka, I can't pronounce Trashovska. Yes. And then so we've got our dark denim, and then because the only proper pant that belongs on anyone's head. Of course.
I have a feeling I think I know where this is going, but we'll see if I'm right. Yep, I was right. Beth, you just been on an underpants kick lately.
Well, the fact that you don't have more but 4 has truly scarred me for everything. Suri.
Yes.
Suri, okay. So Suri, this is a very serious question. With heart patterns, especially with heart patterns, like in the cartoons. Raccoons are classic. They like the classics. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Suri, I have a very important question for you. How many pairs of underoos do you own? This is for science. And Jace loves science, so this is a shout out to Jace. I'm allowing a few moments for delay. And also the awkward shock of being asked, how many underwears do you own? 10 to 12. So in other words,
see,
more than enough.
2 weeks.
You sound vindicated.
Well,
so in other words,
the answer I was hoping for, but
more than enough to get through the week. More than how many days there are in a week is the point that I'm getting at. There are people in this stream who shall go unnamed. Hamster. With only thank you. With only 4 6 if you count the 2 that they don't like and just for the sake of saying they have more than 4.
Yep. I'm rectifying that situation tomorrow.
$10 to $12 boxers. I admittedly have a pretty impressive collection.
You said you had like 90 pairs.
I think that might have been a bit of an overstatement.
Are you sure? Now I'm wondering.
I know I had over 90 pairs of socks.
That also seems excessive.
Yeah, I got
I
a lot
have more socks though than I do underwear.
I tend to get socks for presents a lot. And
I have some of those too, but they're like really tight and I don't wear them.
Yeah. Well, my present socks were like the fun character ones. And then I also would buy them at Costco, because when I worked at Costco, especially when I was out pushing carts and it would rain, I would get wet feet. Okay, we've got weird question time. And that's cool, because I like weird questions. Weird question. But would a plant that is smoking be committing plant cannibalism by smoking? I don't know if cannibalism is the word, but definitely some type of unethical actions. Because to me, cannibalism is the digestive consumption. And I don't know if smoking is the digestive consumption. But it would definitely not be an ethical action and would get a 10 out of 10 on my weird... They would probably end up in plant gel. Jace, do you have a thought on that?
That seems like a good answer. I'm more confused by how this plant would be smoking another plant.
Well, if it was like
Is it like a Venus flytrap? Oh, I could totally see a Venus flytrap doing that.
Or what was that plant from Little Shop of Horrors? Or
What was his name?
and also like in Plants vs Zombies, where they're kind of anthropomorphized, but they're still very much a plant.
Yeah, I've never played that game.
It's cute. It's fun. I recommend it. You don't do mobile games, do you?
I really don't. Mainly because I'm used to having cell phones that have crappy batteries, so playing a game just kills it even more.
Which surprises me. I would have assumed like that would have been... You would have invested in a trusty one. But you're still waiting until you find one that you like.
Yeah,
from a company.
I upgraded, but I'm waiting for a better one.
Yeah, Suri says that Little Shop of Horrors musical is good, and the Dentist song is really good. I haven't seen or heard that one in ages. I need to listen. I need to watch it again soon, or maybe listen to the soundtrack. Because that had...
That's a good idea. I should listen to that soundtrack at work tomorrow.
There you go. Because that was Rick Moranis, and he was adorable. I miss Rick Moranis. He's still alive. I made it sound like he was not, but he's still alive. He's just retired. I'm hoping when his kiddos go off to college, he'll or maybe when they're out of college, he'll pick it back up. But then he might, I don't know, do grandparenting. Stay in retirement to be, the built-in babysitter.
I feel like he was doing something recently, like maybe Broadway or something.
I could see that. Because they tend to have relatively short runs, but, long enough to keep him out of trouble, but they're short that he's not away for...
And there's always understudies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to take a day off.
How cool would that be, though? You go to see a musical, and surprise, Rick Moranis. Surprise, Rick Moranis is the best Moranis.
So like you're surprising Rick Moranis then? Jumping up during the middle of it?
Yeah. Rick Moranis, surprise, I love you! Yeah, sir, if you want to send it or, share the link to your work, love to see it, yeah. Because it's last time you talked to me about your Circus Darkrai. How do I pronounce that? Darkrai?
Well, I would say.
Because the last time I talked to Suri about his character, he was still super, super early days. I'm talking as if you're, like, not here, Suri. I apologize. Last time I talked to you, Suri, about your character, it was super, super early days. But yeah, definitely send it. Suri makes some really cool characters. He was doing one that I really liked a while ago. That was an otter journalist.
Aww.
I know, right? And that's kind of what got me. I was thinking about his otter journalist the other day, and I was like, I don't have any fun little animal characters. So that was kind of how my little raccoon guy came to be. And then I was thinking about, well, my raccoon guy needs a buddy. So that's what kind of got me the idea for the Ermine character. Aww. He's cute.
And rocking a vest.
Vests, I don't know what it is. Vests are super attractive.
I like a good vest. I should wear my vests more often. Not really a summer attire thing, though.
No, definitely not a summer. They tend to, I don't know, I can imagine they'd be hot and stuffy. Whoop. But I definitely... Otter... Oh, he's not... Chase is now... He's not a weasel... He's not an otter. He's now a weasel. We were just looking at super cute videos of Ozzy, who is an ermine, which is a weasel. I recommend looking up Ozzy, the desk weasel. He was very, very cute, very fun to watch. He stole his owner's mouse.
Speaking of otters, I sent you a link to otters this week. Did you get that link?
I did. And then I actually looked at it when you tried to talk to me this morning. And then I rolled over and went back to sleep.
I see how it is.
I think it had more to do with... Yeah, there we are. There he is. Let me show you the dance of my people.
I forgot what I sent you.
There's a little otter. It's. I wonder if I can find it online. There's a little otter. He's on his back and he's wiggling.
Oh, yeah.
I think Suri needs to enjoy this with us.
I'm thinking he's just got an itch.
Probably. Or he's marking his territory.
Well, that could be.
Oh, I can't find it immediately, and I don't want to...
I gotcha.
I want to at least pretend like I'm doing what I said I was going to do on my stream.
Yeah, you do that, and since I'm just here, I'll take care of this part.
Aha! So, sorry, what was the inspiration for the change? But yeah, I thought you would like to know that the reason why my cute little raccoon guy exists is because of your Chase character.
I want to know how he got that URL in the chat because he won't let me paste it.
Oh, I know why. Okay. Because you're not a moderator.
Rude.
I know, right? Add moderator. There you go. I forgot that's a thing.
There we go. There's probably like a dozen links now. No, okay, it wasn't the one.
So what kind of character is Ruby? Roebi? Roby? I do. I think he's a cute guy. I think he's a cute character. I love the vest look with the sleeves at the elbow. What do they call that? 3/4 sleeves?
I'm curious about the half animal, half plant. Is it half plant? Plant-ish?
Yeah. I think you didn't play Pokemon, did you?
Who, me? Yes, me.
That's right. Yes, you do.
Just Gen 1 and Gen 2.
Where did it go? Oh, okay. Oh. There we go. We need to there. Appropriately assign real estate on my... Oh, I see. It'll stop if I'm not active on it. Well, that's a bummer. That's one of the evolutions of Eevee in one of the later generations. It's a plant-based Pokemon. If you use the Leaf Stone.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I could see that. He didn't work in the game system that he was originally game setting that he was originally set in. So you moved him to another one, and Weasel just fit more. And I can see that because weasels are kind of notoriously tenacious. They definitely are stubborn and, as I said, tenacious. They don't let things go easily. So, got little hair. And I want him to have the...
Yeah, that makes sense. I never made it to Gen 4. I've heard about all of the other, Eevee
evolutions
that require different stones to make happen. Occasionally you'll see a bunch of, crocheted ones on Instagram. I'm dying to make some. I just haven't yet. They are super cute.
I really would like a Growlithe one if you ever get around to them. Just placing that on the table.
You know what happens when I start crocheting things. There's a certain dog that seems to think they're his toys.
That they're for him.
Yeah, it's like I never see them again.
This is mine now.
Thanks for the half-finished Yoshi, Dad.
Roby is a Leafeon, which evolves when an Eevee levels up around a mossy rock. So I lied. It's not Leaf Stone. You level them up around a mossy rock.
Easy.
I think I stopped playing after I tried playing Gen 2, but I did kind of keep an eye on some of the new creations, and then I just kind of I got overwhelmed. There were so many.
Yeah.
But with
Matt and I
Pokemon,
started Red and Blue recently on Game Boy, and we did he we traded it enough that we both have all three of the starters. Like we traded, and then he reset his game, and we traded, and yeah. So I started recently replaying them.
and I have Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the few
We're
people
always playing that.
one of the few people who still play that. Its anniversary was just this last week.
Yeah, did you get any cool anniversary stuff?
They had a sale going on in the in their store. You could buy like I think it was like 9 incubators, and maybe not 9. You could get more than 2 incubators in this pack. Might be 9, might be 6. Numbers are hard. And some Ultra Balls, which they don't sell, and some Max Revives and stuff for like 12 coins. So that was their big sale item for the anniversary. And then they've got a Pikachu with an Ash hat that you can catch.
That's the one I heard about. Yeah.
He's hard to find, so I've got the Pikachu in the party hat and the Pikachu with the Christmas Santa hat. So I need to. That might be my week's adventure, is hunting him down. Prima Arena, I have not seen.
So I just looked up Primarina. Is this like the final form of one of the new starters? Because it looks very similar to one of the new starters. I don't know if it's from Sun or Moon or whatever the latest one was.
Oh, is that the? I think I know which one it is.
One that sort of looks like a seal because it's got the
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. So I've seen her. I just didn't know. I'm horrible with their names. I did the Rowlet with the little owlet guy, little owl guy. And I just called him Roly Poly. And then there was
That's right. You started playing that, didn't you?
yeah. Then there was Fire
Right, you had
Cat
that.
and Splashy Seal. She is really pretty. I'm looking at some of the fan art people have done, and it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Hey Beth, I just want to remind you that perspective is
For the week?
not important.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. Perspective is for the week. Just a reminder, because I'm having issues.
Yeah, I was trying to draw Rick Evander's studio, his little workshop, and perspective was all wrong in all of them. Every spot was wrong. Each item had its own perspective, and I was like, well,
That's your style.
there was an attempt. Yeah, that's my style. I'm getting messages. Oh. Okay. You know what? Why don't I go ahead and start doing that? So then see if I can't be lazy and oh, wait a minute. Okay, so before I do so, pants for a raccoon.
Aww. I just saw that your raccoon was coming together.
I know, right? Ain't he precious? That's cool. There's no
That's right,
no
this
need.
whole channel is a little off track in my opinion.
Yeah, no need. Track? We had a track?
Oh yeah, you didn't get the memo?
I don't remember signing up for any track. In fact, I think that was what I purposely avoided in school.
Oh, okay.
See what I did there?
No.
Track and field.
Oh, I gotcha. Took me a second.
Yeah. Oh. Little hand. Precious as can be. So yeah, raccoons in pants. What's everybody's opinion? Aside from them wearing them every which way, should Rick Evander be wearing pants? This will affect whether the Ermine dude gets to wear pants or not.
No. Are you gonna leave the vest? If you're leaving the vest, it should just be the vest, and that's it.
Yeah, I was thinking he'd have a vest and maybe like some sleeves.
I can see the sleeves.
Like little 3/4 sleeve thing, because as I said, that is my fashion aesthetic.
That's true. It does depend on the setting, Beth. I mean, if
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going to church, he might need pants.
That's fair.
Fun night out, maybe not so much.
And you have like the little fuzzy elbows. Because I also think I think in the initial sketch I did of him, he's got a little workman's belt. Oh, okay. He's got a little workman's belt, and here I gave him pants and boots. But I think I want to ditch the boots so that we can have cute raccoon toes. So, a little belt. Are they treated like people? I would imagine so. Because I don't, do keep in mind, like, the only individuals in this little world that exists so far has been Rick Evander, and the Ermine character. Then we've got to populate the belt. And then there's a pet crow. The Ermine, I think I told you, I sent you that message, Jace, about the bounty hunter who's pretty much blind, but he has a pet crow. Because crows, fascinatingly enough, remember people's faces.
I've heard that.
Yeah, they remember faces. They remember people, actually, not just their face. They remember people. So I thought it'd be interesting if, like, when they were looking at wanted ads or wanted posters, the crow would remember the face, and they'd kind of, just meander around, and the crow would, fly from above and kind of hunt out the person they're after, and then just kind of caw. And the Ermine would hear the caw and go in the direction of the cawing. Because you're in a crowded marketplace, for example. Would you truly pay attention to cawing? Would you notice a bird's squawking? Pay that much attention to it?
Depends on how many other birds were around.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you're in the middle of nowhere and there's just one lone bird going, "Caw!"
Yeah. Then you got, like...
Why is this bird?
Is the bird watching me? Does the bird have knowledge that I don't? No, I think in a marketplace there would be other things that would grab your attention.
Yeah, there's other noises, pigeons possibly. Yeah, Suri's got it would depend on the social customs, and that's what. Because I think in Zootopia, let me turn around. Because in Zootopia they've got. Yeah, they wear. Judy's got pants. So they're fully decked out. So he might get pants. We'll give him... We'll do what I always say and try it out. How does it look? Excuse me. Nope, that's not. Well, that just doesn't make sense without the raccoons there. Wait for the 20-second lag. And there. That just doesn't make sense now.
That's why are you drawing upside down underpants?
What kind of stream are you doing, ma'am? But yeah, definitely getting rid of the boots. Because I like the idea of his little raccoon toes.
The raccoon toes aren't going to be too difficult to draw?
Well, they'd look like that. I mean, look how... Oh, okay. Those are pro raccoon toes right there.
Yeah. Okay. That seems true.
And possibly also, I don't know. So it also might depend on their role in society. Yeah, as you said, like... Because he does look kind of...
A little bit of world building you need to work on.
Yeah. Because he does look kind of funny with... Oh, that's not what I wanted. With just a belt and nothing to really be holding. Unless it's, you know...
Yeah.
Unless he's wearing said belt to make it convenient to grab onto his little potions and knickknacks and whatever that he's carrying around with him on his raccoony adventures. Have them just kind of like pantaloon. Let's change brushes real quick. How's your flower coming along?
It sort of looks like a soccer ball. I'm kind of proud of it a little bit.
That's a good place to start.
How do I... Let's see what I can do. I'm using the blue pencil method, and I'm liking it.
Oh yeah, I'm a major fan of the blue pencil method. Suri, do you do like an underdrawing in a different color and then go over it later? Suri says, so with Ruby, how do I pronounce that? Roby? So far, he's gotten quite a bit written, details planned through, though you do need to check for plot holes. Chose that Itoli faction to try out for him since he's supposed to be an acrobat. That'd be cool. And I could see it'd be kind of interesting if he did Vine Whip, if he made his own, but I don't know. Would that be cheating if you used your own vines for your tight ropes? Would that be cheating? Roby. I could see him using like his own vines, making his own vines to use, and you know, like his finishing act could be like he'd send, what is it, petal dance, I think is a move, where he would send all these beautiful flower petals out amongst the audience to dazzle them as he lands safely on the ground.
I can see this. This is good. I'm all for using your own vines. I think that should be allowed.
I'm bringing your flower into the shared window. Ah! I've never used GIMP, so I don't know all of the...
It's just like Photoshop.
I thought GIMP had, like the shortcuts and such were a little different. And maybe I tried using it...
Shortcuts? What are those?
Key buttons?
No, I'm using a pencil. I haven't really done anything in depth.
But it looks good. It's a good start. I think it looks more like a pineapple than a soccer ball.
Well, I kind of cleaned up some of the nodes. It was looking very soccer ballish earlier.
You just use a gray pencil? Or a lead pencil or a gray pencil? Because I have I also have a gray pencil, but it's not a graphite gray. It's a gray colored pencil, but it's erasable. And I like to use that one a lot. That
well,
one.
My problem is I try to get to like the finished stage on my first. I don't ever draft anything or sketch, so this is new to me.
Well, it's a good start. Getting the basic shapes down and then going in and developing them, making them blossom.
Oh, wow.
I don't regret that at all.
Uh-huh.
That would require shame. And I have none.
You should probably save this.
Oh. Good call. Save alert, everyone. If you're working on something, save it. There's a well-known fact that when you go to save something, that's usually when your Photoshop crashes or GIMP or whatever you're using. That's when it decides to crash. So in the universe that Suri's writing in, it would be considered cheating. He's got a specialization in the Gym wheel or German wheel or the Ronrad. I'm not familiar with that. Let's look that up.
Isn't that the thing where you stand in the middle of the big metal wheel and not die as you spin around?
Okay, I see that. Okay. Those are always fun to watch. I would crush my fingers. I'd crush my fingers and it would probably land flat and I would never be able to get up. So that's pretty cool.
New home,
huh?
It would be your new home.
It would be my new home. Well, this is my life now. Face down in the dirt. In a wheel. That's actually a really good metaphor for life right now. Everyone is just face down in the dirt in a wheel. So back to raccoons and pants, because that's not as depressing. So no, that's a really cool idea. Because usually when I think acrobat, I think of the flying trapeze. I would have never thought of that. The German wheel. So that's clever right there. So what I remember from the universe that Suri's wanting to write in, when they join the circus, they're given an opportunity to have a wish granted. Like, that's what makes working for the circus so appealing. But the kicker is that it usually ends up backfiring spectacularly on you.
Is it kind of like Amelia Bedelia super literal type wish granting?
I think it's like and see if unforeseen
consequences type.
I think it's unforeseen consequences type. And I never read Amelia Bedelia, so the reference was lost. Okay, so I remembered correctly. And what was that? There's a horror movie that came out recently, actually this week I think, called like The Wish. Where the young lady she found this wish box, and she was making these wishes that just backfired spectacularly, and it was taking her wish and making it literal. Because I think Wish Upon, that was it. Because she made a wish that like this bully at school would go rot, and she literally just started to rot. I think, what is it? Like, that's also, I think that concept is based off of the old story, like The Monkey's Paw. There was this monkey paw in a antique dealer's store, and I think like you had as many wishes as the monkey paw had fingers that were uncurled, and with each wish you made, it would curl a finger inwards, and they always rebounded horribly. Like, you might wish for $1 million, but it turned out that it was counterfeit money, or that it was money that had been stolen, and you guys, they went to jail for it, or something, something like that. Or
that sounds really creepy.
Yeah, it's usually told as a cautionary tale. But usually a lot of the older stories are used as cautionary tales. Like, 9 times out of 10, the older the story, the more of a cautionary tale it is. Like, I think its story was like, be grateful for what you have. Greed and something. He looks kind of odd with pants.
I don't know. The pants are growing on me.
I think what it is this leg is weird. Because on the one without pants, I could say that was just really fuzzy fur.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Then he'd have little trinkets. So, Suri's got a potential kickback, wish, and backfire. What are you thinking? Yeah, I mean, even though you've added it to the application, I would imagine like until you've actually sent it through, you've still got wiggle room to tweak it and adjust it as you wish. No, I don't think I like the way that looked. No, we're gonna get rid of that before anyone notices.
I noticed because my audio is faster than the stream's audio.
Than the stream's. Well, luckily the videos I make aren't very popular, so no one's gonna like watch it and then scroll back to see.
I tweeted about it. I was hoping someone would, but I think I only have like 3 followers on Twitter, so.
That's alright. I think I do too.
Wait, you're on Twitter?
Isn't everyone? I am on Twitter. I don't know. I don't really know how to use it, so I'm like grandma twittering. So he wishes to get a gold medal in first place. And how would that backfire on him?
You are on Twitter.
My dirty secret has been found. It really is like... My Twitter really is...
You tweeted more than I have.
As I said, I'm like the grandma twittering, though. I feel like his little arms are too short. Okay, so Roby's family is filled with athletes. He's got a large family, and all of them are athletes of various kinds. And all of them are really good at it because they've got trophies or medals, and he's feeling the odd man out.
I can see that. That's a good plot line there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about the backfiring.
Yeah, that one's... Yeah. Because it's usually not... Like, the backfiring... if the backfiring was like the people he was competing against, something happens to them, well, that's not that what? No. What is that? No. Stop. Okay. The backfiring is usually like something that happens on them. This would lead to him wanting to follow in their footsteps. He's tried numerous sports and events with mixed results. Emphasis, on the mixed. Yeah, I would try to, because I know the emphasis. And one of the things about like the group you're wanting to join, it seems like the backfire is almost as important as the wish itself, because it's like how they deal, or how they cope, or how they react or respond to their wish backfiring is where a lot of the action is going to take place. So I would almost say focus on the backfire and the backlash from that, and then worry about nailing down the little details for like leading up to his wish. Because how the backfire, his backfire might actually present you with options that you can use leading up to that. I think the term I'm wanting to say is, it's the payoff. It's the build up and the payoff. I would recommend figuring out like the payoff, which would be the backfire of his reactions, and see if once you've got that figured out, how you can kind of start laying the seeds in the payoff stage, how the consequences might tie back into the early stages. Oh, you've got a backfire. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm with you now. Okay. Then ignore my rant. Ignore my teaching exercise. The more you know. his sister helped him find his calling. She was his sister and mentor. You okay over there?
It's just my really, really noisy chair.
Okay. So I think it's a yeah on the pants.
Yeah, pants.
Dang it. Pants. Man.
I'm gonna have to call it a night soon. Yeah, maybe 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna be ready for bed.
Okay.
I have to be up at 5:30. Yay!
Oh, gross. Gross. But you'll have Friday off.
True.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have a hard time with that 5 a.m. So, I mean, the closest he ever got to winning the competition was 3rd place. So he's good, because placing is always, I mean, he's good enough to place. He's just not getting 1st place. Okay, so his backfire relates to the competition where he got 3rd. He mentions that he wishes he could win a gold medal, but he never mentioned how he would win it.
horizontally with this tablet is extremely difficult for some reason.
Rotate the image.
That's too easy.
I know.
I don't think my brain can process that.
Yeah, it's cheating. Okay, so the first and second place winners are disqualified, which means that due to some mysterious evidence, and it causes Roby to be the winner.
Well, that sounds pretty good, but I'm assuming he doesn't take it as good news. Probably doesn't feel like a legitimate win.
Well, I'm wondering, and I can wonder this aloud because it's a 20-second delay, and I know you only get like 140 characters, so it takes some wordsmithing. But I'm wondering if this evidence of the misdoings might be the death of his sister. So he loses his sister. That's the backfire. And the first and second place winners, the evidence of the misdoing, like it's her murder. They find out that they're the ones who murdered his sister. So they were disqualified.
Okay, that's taking it kind of dark there. Yeah.
Go dark or go home, man.
I guess so.
But that's how those like monkey paw stories usually end up. It's like real dark and not. Nobody walks home happy. It's kind of why I'm like in no rush to go see Wish Upon. Because I'm sure it's interesting and all that, but at the same time, you know how it ends. There was one that came out not that long ago. It comes out at night. I wanted to see that. I think it got pretty decent ratings too. Oh, okay. So this also gives the question, if two of the three were doing some serious business behind the scene, who's to say that he also wasn't dabbling in some shady dealings behind the public eye? Or to the public eye.
Okay, so other people are going to question his win.
Yeah. But I guess, if you're gonna cheat, why would you cheat so that you only get third place? Unless it's one of those, like, people are gonna suspect the first and second place winners. Not the person who just cheated so that they could get third place. So now I beg the question, vest over or under? And don't judge when I ask that and drew the arrows. But over or under belt?
Oh, definitely over.
Okay.
You don't have the best of the belt.
Yeah, that's just silly. You just tuck the shirt into the pants, which is cinched by the belt, but not the vest. You don't want to wrinkle a good vest. Okay, I'm glad we decided this.
I really think you should have a scene where you can see those heart boxers underneath his pants.
Well, why just settle for one scene where they're boxers? Like, why not every scene where they're the pants?
No, I really think he needs to have red heart boxer briefs or boxers underneath his pants. But that's just my
opinion. That'll be like hidden canon. I don't really foresee this going too terribly far. I thought it would be a good exercise and it would look good in a portfolio. A company I want to work for is hiring right now. They're wanting character artists and environment artists. I don't have a my portfolio right now is just still illustrations, nothing that really shows character design. But now that I know that's something they want, I can start developing a portfolio for it. I figured this would be a nice place to start. There we go. I bet when you woke up this morning, Jace, you never expected that there would be a raccoon in boxers just for you.
I did not. Oh, look, there's a raccoon in boxers just for me. Yay!
Oh, okay. Oh, I missed. Okay. His backfire was supposed to be that his gold medal he wanted to get was basically pyrite. Pyrite in worth? Fool's gold. Okay. Instead of fame to his family's name, he would instead only get the shadow of doubt. Okay, yeah, and I can see that being sort of kind of makes him like the pariah of his family.
It would be even worse if his family doubted him.
Yeah, because it seems like he was wanting to show value and worth to his family, you know? Like, he wanted to build a name so that he could stand out from his family, but he didn't want to build this kind of name. I can dig that. I can see that. Why isn't screen moving? That's why. Yeah, that's true. And he did technically cheat because he wished for a victory.
Oh. He did.
So, I mean, like, even trying to prove himself wrong, to prove that he was innocent of this, would have to show that he cheated some other way, which would just bring dishonor. So
he can't win either way.
Yeah.
Basically, he doomed himself in the beginning by making that wish.
And I can see in the future competitions wouldn't really let him join in. So I mean, like, this was his last trophy, one way or the other. It was gold, so I mean, he got his gold, but it's the last one. I like the idea of the little patches on his knees. Like he's had to sew in some little reinforcing leather patches.
He's a mage, right? Can't he just repair them with magic?
But they're not magic pants.
Okay.
Did you ever read Good Omens?
Yes, I made it through it.
Well, you know how Aziraphale would never clean the spots off of his suit because deep down inside he would know it was still there, or that it had existed at all.
Pretend that I remember that, but it's been a long time.
Which means that you should probably reread it.
No, I really did not like that book. I know it's one of your favorites, but it was very hard for me to make it through that.
You can't see it, but I'm shaking my head.
I figured.
And the reason why he doesn't magically fix them is so that way I can add them there, they can be visual interest. I want little things hanging off his belt. I think I had given him, in one of the renditions, a book. That's when he's out, like, doing serious maging stuff. He carries a book with him. When he's being mage...
A grimoire, as it were?
Yes, when he's being mage professional. And so that would make it, yeah. So Roby is super competitive, so now he can't. Yeah, he's super competitive. Like, he would practice to the point of overworking himself, and his family would have to, remind him to take breaks. So he's lost this thing that he had such a passion for. Yeah, that sucks.
Alright, I'm calling it a night.
Alright, Jace, thank you for hanging out. It was a good time.
Thanks for streaming. Suri, thanks for sharing. I'm gonna go to bed, and you all have a good night.
You too. I'm probably going to keep streaming until 11, and then I'll call it a... Well, what I've been doing, 1 hour and 30 minutes? Yeah, I'll stream until 11, and then I'll be calling it a night. So just a couple more minutes. So you have a good one.
I'm gonna figure out this streaming thing and stream some programming next week, maybe.
Yeah, let me know, and I will be your plucky sidekick for that.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Great. Now, how do we hang up?
Nice meeting you too, Siri. See you later. I gotta figure out how to end this call. There it is.
Is he gone? I think he's gone. Yeah. So that would make it hard for him to, especially like in his little social area, to make friends, because they'll all be like, oh yeah, you're the guy who might have cheated or been part of this activity that was really no bueno. So that would make his social life, or building a social life, difficult as well. And, you know, when he's trying to get a job, every time he tries to get a job, people would be like, oh yeah, you're that fellow who, they'll be like, oh, you know, your name's familiar, you're that fellow. So that would, that'd be a damper on that as well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that would be why he goes to the circus, why he stays with the circus, why he, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And I can also see that the circus being one of the few places that would hire him. Because, what time era does this take place in? Does his story take place in? Because I know, if I remember, like, they worked for the circus for eternity, which would imply that, you know, there's some immortality going on. So, and do correct me if I'm wrong. So, what time era is he kind of from? Because maybe like with his reputation being sullied, he has a really hard time finding a job, a reputable job. Or a job, and the circus is one of the few places that would take him. The 30s? Okay. Victorian Edwardian clothes. Okay. So if he left the circus, then yeah. Because he did cheat. Therein lies the rub. But is there immortality tied with the circus? Okay. So I could see, like, after, say, he would have, he's lived a life that would have been like a natural lifespan. Anyone who tries to leave after what would be considered a natural lifespan, they just kind of age. I guess I can't. This is world building for a world I don't own, so I guess I don't know. I was going to say they would age super, super rapidly and kind of die. A rather unpleasant death, but once again, that's going into world building for a universe that I don't own or participate in, for a world that's already very heavily established. So ignore that. Yeah, that's a good wish and backfire. Any idea what the thing the misdoing is? Because, I mean, that gives them blackmail to keep him there. Does his family, so his family, if he stays there long enough, I would assume his family ages and dies. Oh, so he won't even be able to interact with his family. Okay. Because I was going to say, it might be one of those things where, after a while, he may, once his family's passed away and gone, he, that might be when he chooses to leave. Because, I mean, he won't, his family's not around to be dishonored anymore. Yeah, he could imply, he could tell them, hey, don't worry, I'm fine. Because otherwise, like, if he just disappeared, I could see people, investigating. With the mail system, he would be able, they would inform their loved ones that, hey, we're okay, don't worry about me, you don't have to come hunting for me. Starting a new life where, I'm not living under suspicion. Does his family disown him? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm wondering, like, after a while, once his family is gone, I mean, like, he doesn't have to worry about someone just randomly finding any pre-existing evidence against him. So once his family's gone, would he care about what his reputation is? Would he be able to survive after leaving the circus, or, after so many years of time passing? Okay, so they wouldn't disown him. So, because part of me was wondering, if his family disowned him, they might not go, they might not go hunting for him if he disappeared. Like, he might still be in touch with, like, some of his family members, but not all. Like, it might have been, like, a quote-unquote formal disowning, but he was still in contact with, his sister, maybe his mom. Okay. Just related to the group. To cry. Did they mention what the consequences were if he were to say something? Just out of curiosity. Or is it one of those things where, like, they literally cannot say anything? Like, it's, they physically are incapable of doing so. Okay, so if they're fired, their backfires come into full effect. I'm just wondering if some of them ever, reached a point where they just didn't care. Like, after, so many years of working for this guy, they're just like, screw it. I'm done. Mm-hmm. That's what I figured. I would imagine it would reach one of those points where it's just like, to heck with it, and kind of just get tired. Mm-hmm. Probably. And in all honesty, like, if you find yourself reaching that point where you're just, you're tired of this character or whatever, then you probably, you want to move on to something else or whatever, then yeah, that'd probably equal character death. So what's this misgivings that has him so... Like, what could this misgivings be that has him just so, that would be so terrible that even, you know, his family wouldn't... Did it say sort of like what kind of comparative country it takes place in? Because in the 1930s in America, it was alcohol was illegal. But I know roughly around that era, I don't think drug use and drug trafficking was that big of an issue. Was considered illegal because opium dens were very popular in Europe, and if you look up, I want to say medicine from that era, I mean, like Coca-Cola had cocaine in it. Does that Dendamil, does that have sort of like a comparative? I don't know. I'm not familiar. Beg pardon. Let me... So it's in Kalos. North of Frost. Okay. So what was Kalos? What was Kalos sort of comparative to? Based off of France. Northern half of Metropolation. We're going to say that's how it goes. So it's sort of palace is based off prince. Yeah. So what was going on in 1930 France? London Naval Treaty is signed and agreed on between the UK, Japan, France, Italy, and the US. Prime Minister André Tardeau decides to withdraw the remaining French troops from the Rhineland. June 1 year conscription comes into force in France. British airship crashes. So, death. Oh, how the Great Depression affected France. France wasn't affected by the Great Depression until a little bit later than other countries, hitting about 1931. It was relatively mild over in France. Unemployment peaked under 5%. The fall in production was almost 20% below the 1929 output. There wasn't a banking crisis, so they weren't hit that hard. From depression to war. Well, everyone went from depression to war. That was just kind of what was happening. Hey, May! Oh, I was wondering. I had no idea. I thought it was Roby. I thought that was one you'd kind of... What you know, May? I figured you'd be over at Chad's stream. Is he still streaming? Ooh, blimp crash in France, 1930. Dirigible crashes in Beauvais, France. Beauvais. France, 1930s timeline. And Dutch Roby is a female's name. Well, sorry, that might be interesting, actually. So hold on to that idea. We'll keep on the interesting play on in names, because that might give us some potential. And May, you're drawing your bug characters. Good. I like the variety that you're getting with your bug characters. Like, you're getting a good variety of character designs, and that's always good to have. So, 1930s French. We're trying to think up of something for Suri's character that someone would try to blackmail him with. So I know, so just run with me on this one, guys, okay? So I know in Europe for the longest time, homosexuality was illegal. So if Ruby is sort of Roby, since Roby was a female name in Dutch, perhaps we could go off of something along those lines. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, it wasn't legal. Yeah, 85 is when it seems like that sort of discrimination was prohibited. So I don't know. Oh, I really like the Queen Honeybee. I really, really like the Queen Honeybee. I think the wasp, and I think it's mostly just because you were using black for the outline, but some of her face is a little harder to read. Like it's hard to see her mouth, and like I know those are her eyes, but it's hard to make the outline of the mouth and the eyes. I would almost suggest trying. I'm kind of curious to see what would happen if instead of a black outline you used like the yellow. Does that make sense? It's just it gets lost. I guess all I'm trying to say is it gets lost in the dark gray. And she's got a lot of neat stuff. Yeah. The screen's darkness. I have my screen brightness turned all the way up. But it's the black against the dark gray, it gets a little lost. So I don't know. If you want to try messing around with that, if not, no big deal. But their designs are fun. I really, really like the Queen Bee. It looks like you've been having a lot of fun with their character designs too. Like you're really branching out and you're experimenting and you're trying new things. Yeah, my if the really was for my screen brightness, yeah, I have the brightness maxed up. Yeah, they're black and yellow, but oftentimes like a trick a lot of artists will use if they're drawing, if they need to have line art show up against something black, instead of using a black to do the line art, they'll use white, or they might use a lighter color to help indicate what's there. So I'm gonna, if you don't mind, with your permission, I'll take it into Photoshop and just kind of like show you a suggestion, or show you what I mean, something you could try doing. And if you don't want, I mean, by all means, if you don't want to, then don't. This is just a suggestion. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm familiar with them. So basically, just what I'm suggesting is, instead of using black for outline for the line art, why? Okay. See if I can work smarter, not harder. Yeah. Sabotage. There you go. That would be a good one to go with. Sabotage. Because especially if there was, and once again, you know, but then this is me like getting, I'm one of those like really nerdy people where I like to get really, really into world building. And I like to know what is going on, not just in my local environment, but like globally. Because that would affect, you know, as I said, in the States in the 1930s, alcohol was prohibited. It was a big, big no-no. A lot of people got in a lot of heavy danger, got in a lot of heavy trouble for producing and selling alcohol. And for the longest time, like, people didn't understand or realize the dangers of drugs. So, you know, Coca-Cola, it had cocaine in it. There were some like stuff for babies that had chemicals in them that were comparative to drugs, and they, you know, they got really, really sick. Lots of babies were dying. Or if you don't want to do sometimes even just hinting at it makes it pop. Like, honestly, I think that looks better than what I did over there with that. Oh, I'm glad, Suri. I'm glad I was able to help. Yeah, that's what I kind of like doing with these streams. I like helping out and chatting about like character design development. Helps give me some ideas on my own dudes. I keep telling Jace, one of the reasons why Jace was so willing to and so wonderful to join us tonight was I've been talking about trying to do live streaming more. I was looking into how to live stream my traditional stuff. So he was kind enough to help me look into like what I would need to do for a camera and such. So, he's been a great help getting that going. But I kept saying, I want to do some live streaming more often. Make it sort of like a regular thing. So for her aunt's story, May wants the villain to be an alien. So could the alien possibly be what brought the cause of this mutation to the planet? Yeah, scorpions. Stabby butts. Scorpions have stabby butts. No. Looks like I gave her lipstick. Jace. My buddy Jace was in just a little bit ago. I'll tell him he's a villain in your story. I mean, if you want to name him Jace, like I don't. Ooh. But something like that. Oh, sorry, I was reading everything all in one. Yeah, the Scorpion character you're thinking of naming Jace. That's right, because the insects are the citizens, those who inhabit the. But basically, I guess what I'm saying is like a little bit of since the gray can be, or since the black on the gray could be hard to read for some. I mean, I had a hard time reading it. Possibly just something to help make it pop out a little bit more. So, you know, you wouldn't have to change the whole line art to a color like what I did with this one eye. You wouldn't have to change the line art to an entire color like I did with this one eye. You could just use selective locations to help just bring the line art out more, so it doesn't get quite so lost. And especially since it looks like she does have so much like face decoration and makeup on. Like you could get away with a little touches like that. His hat's got a little kangaroo. Aww. Oh, it does have a little kangaroo. Oh. Would they know what kangaroos are? Are there still kangaroos around? Because I know that insects are the dominant species right now. I mean, would they know what a kangaroo is? Okay. This Queen Bee character is really cute. I really like her. Okay, I'm gonna stop doodling on other people's stuff now. Back to my own stuff. A kukuri, that's a type of knife? I was just showing May some suggestions to help bring the features, make them stand out a little bit more on a gray background, or on a dark gray skin tone. And she was telling me about her Scorpion character. He's got a little kangaroo on his hat and a kukuri knife. Oh, they're cute. Yeah, the eyelashes are darling, but I think it's her little I think it's her little outfit that won me over. The sleeves on her dress are precious. And I like her little fuzzy collar. Like, that's just really cute. I don't know. She's just precious overall. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think of the that's not what I wanted. Of the various designs you've shown me, I think she's one of my favorites so far. Honestly, guys, I had just planned on streaming until 11. We are at the 2:25 mark, so I'm thinking let's make it a solid 2 hours, 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna call it a night, because I would like to catch some of. Oh yeah, just as I say, I'm about to call it a night. That's when the stream health hits green. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I want to catch some of Chad's stream if he's still going. And I need to get a shower. So 4 more minutes, and then we'll call it a do. I was saying I kind of want to make streaming a more regular thing. Oh, okay, so he's still going? All right. I kind of want to make streaming. Oh, it's over on that stream? Oh. He never streams very long. Dagnabbit. Anyway. Yeah, I was thinking I would like to make it a little more regular. I kind of debated on trying it out on Twitch, seeing what it's like over there, because I've been doing some research, watching some streams over on Twitch to see like what folks do, just to make them a little bit more interesting, a little more entertaining, a little bit more enjoyable. So I've been debating on maybe trying it over there. Do you guys have like a Twitch? Do you guys have Twitch accounts? Would that? I think his outfit should probably be probably be tan and ground colored, since scorpions tend to hide. You don't have Twitch? Okay. And that's been a big deterrent as to why I didn't do today's stream on Twitch or try streaming on Twitch, because I've got buddies over here. I don't have many buddies over there. Yeah, tan or beige. Or sort of like look up desert camo. Because I could see him doing desert camo. Or like what the crocodile hunter wears. Because he's all in tan. It's more for gaming. Twitch has started encouraging people to do creative streams over there now. With the help of Adobe. They've got an Adobe stream. So more people have been going over there and streaming art. But as I said, I've got more buddies over here on YouTube. So I think I'll just keep with YouTube. just doing the streams on YouTube. Yeah, it's if you hit browse, there's a tab that says creative, and then it's categorized into like painting, illustration, drawing, so forth, and then some, and then should his pants be in that pattern? That might, I don't know. Design wise, that might be over much. Like, you could have his top be desert camo, and his pants just be tan. Beige, tan. But, I don't know. As I said, I have more buddies over here, and I didn't want to miss out on hanging with y'all. But I know Twitch is not as picky over like music licensing and stuff. So if I wanted to play music, I wouldn't be able to do so here on YouTube, but I could probably get away with more over on Twitch. And I know I don't know. Some folks like to have music playing. I'm relatively indifferent. I can draw quite happily in silence. Oh, yeah. We sold hats like that when I worked at Costco. He's gonna be blind? Hence the glasses. Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of how I'm like too, Suri. Like there've been some artists I've seen that they're really talented, and I would like to watch them work, but their music is so loud that I can't. Like, I have to. It's too loud. It's too noisy. There's too much noise. I can't hear them, or it's obnoxious, or their taste in music is significantly different from my own. Because remember, guys, I am an old lady. I have old lady music tastes. I almost think I want his paws. His little ermines, their feet are... Because his little feetsies are brown, and then they get a little white, and then they're, you know, his skin. Well, I guess... stops about there. His brown stops about there. And the white. So I guess I didn't introduce Suliban. So this is Rick Evander. He is a mage raccoon. Oh, I'm a huge fan of swing music. Big fan of swing music. Sorry, ADD. So this is Rick Evander. Why? Oh, that's why. That is Rick Evander. And this is Suliban. And Suliban is a bounty hunter who is mostly blind. He has no sight in this eye. And his sight in this eye isn't that great. But he has a crow companion, a crow pet, a crow familiar. Because crows can remember faces and they remember people. So when they go on a job, the crow will kind of observe the wanted ad or the artist sketch or what have you. And they will kind of hunt them down. The crow will kind of like do its aerial hunt, and if he locates the target, the hit, he will kind of caw and vocalize and let Suliban know, and Suliban will respond to these caws, this noise. Oh, that's my go to bed alarm. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to end this soon, but I'll finish my thought. So Suliban will respond to the crow's noise, its sounds, its cues, and either follow, kind of like echolocation, like he'll follow them, he'll respond to them, like the crow might say, hey, they're getting away, run faster. So that's their relationship. But I also see Suliban has this sort of like little magic gem or this little magic trinket that he got from Rick Evander. It's of Rick Evander's invent, where it's this little bauble, and he gives the bauble to the crow, and he's able to see through the crow's eyes whenever this little bauble is activated. So like as the crow is maybe stalking through, like I was using a busy crowded marketplace earlier as an example. So if this crow is stalking their hit or their target through a busy marketplace and he finds him, he'll caw out to alert Rick Evander of which direction he needs to go, and through the crow's eyes he'll be able to see, well, what is their target doing. And I was thinking, I had this visual of like he pulls out his either his crossbow or his bow and arrow, and as the target might try to escape, he uses his bow or his arrow or his crossbow to pin the target to location, even though he's blind. His aim is true, and that's sort of like their relation. That's how he's also using the crow. That's their relationship. But when the trinket is not activated, Suliban's eyesight is back to normal. It's very poor. His sense of smell is strong, and his hearing is very strong, and he might be sensitive to like vibrations, but his eyesight has been weakened. So that's kind of what I'm working with him. Rick Evander is more of just your little mage guy. He's got a staff that is pretty cool. I'm pretty pleased with his staff. It's taller than he is. I'm going to say it's like this tall. Let me draw on a new layer so I don't screw anything up. Yeah, I think minks are adorable. Minks, ermines, ferrets. If I could have a ferret, I would have a ferret. I think it's a little taller than him, and on the top of it, it's got a candle. And this candle never goes out. And the shade of the fire and the shape of the flame and the smoke changes depending on Rick Evander's mood, or if he's casting any spells or anything like that. So, you know, if he's casting some magic, it might, the flame might turn green, and, you know, if it's a chill spell, it might be lazy. If it's an aggressive one, it might get bigger. If he's angry, but he's trying to hide it, the flame might burn a little hotter, which I think actually when the hotter blue flames are hotter than red. So if he's angry but he's trying to hide it, it might be a little blue one. If he's relaxed and such, it might be a happy little yellow one. If he's sort of displeased, but not too terribly so, might be a little red one. But yeah, that's sort of what's going on with those two. In my sketchbook, I've been working on trying to figure out what I want Rick Evander's office studio to look like, his little workspace. And Sullivan, he's just kind of, he goes where the work is, where his hits make him. So those are those two guys. Why is it every time I talk about needing to cancel the stream, or not cancel, end the stream, the health goes to green? And then when I'm like, oh, well, a little bit longer, it goes to orange. Rude. So that's these two dudes. I don't really have like a story or anything planned for them. They're just kind of, I don't know, brain fodder candy. But, well, now that that's saved. Oh, goodness. I'm going to call it a night, gang. Y'all have a... Yeah, I don't know when it would be. Maybe I'd like to do another one this week. As I said, I've been working on these two guys. I'm wanting to build up a portfolio again. So these two guys seem like a good opportunity to start doing that. So, May, Suri, you guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know when I'll do another stream, but I will do a shout out on DA. And I don't know where else would be a good place to let y'all know. I know DA, Well, I'll do DA, and if you guys Tumblr, so if you guys can think of another place or another method that would be good to let you know, just say so in the comments. I'm gonna close down. I have Skype. I don't particularly use it that often. I'm not very good with staying on top of Skype. I would always forget I had it opened, or I would, never open it. So I'm not reliable with Skype. Jason and I were doing a Google Hangout, and he was the one who told me how to do it. So, but anyway, we shall do this. Hopefully we'll do this again sometime this week. If not, I'll stay in contact with y'all. We'll figure something out. Where's OBS? There's OBS. Well, you guys have a good week. Good night. Till I see you again. Don't forget to be fabulous.